This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, October 23rd, 2009. I'm your host, Peter Bush. Today we have an important interview for all you high school swimmers, as well as coaches and parents. The high school state championship meets, they're already getting underway in some states, and the kids who qualify as All-Americans, they need to know what they need to do to get that recognition. So right now we have Mark Onstott, the All-American Coordinator for the National Interscholastic Swim Coaches Association, joining us on Skype. Mark, welcome to the Morning Swim Show. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to be here. Thank you.
Hey, first, give us a brief recap of how does the All-American process works. Who's an All-American?
Well, we have an automatic All-American time or a standard for each event. We also have a consideration standard. But in order to get All-American, you must submit an application. And we prefer that those applications come from the coach or a school administrator.
Okay, and the people, so there's a qualifying time that they can see if they actually get, or at least the automatic time, and then, the consideration time. You still enter something, and depending on how many other kids swim fast, you may or may not be recognized.
Correct.
Okay, now this is the first school year where you're doing all internet-based entries, correct?
That is correct. We've done away with the paper applications. So all a coach needs to do is go to our website, niscoonline.org, go to the awards button, and then on the left side choose swimming, and you'll have a choice there to go to the online application, and you can take off from there. I would recommend that anybody who is not a member, if they have more than a couple applications, it would be to their advantage to become a member. So I'd recommend that they join before they do that. It'd make the process just a little smoother. But yeah, it's very quick, very smooth. And in about 3 weeks, you can check on our website under processed applications, and you can see your swimmers and their times and their events and everything there, and you know that they're in the system.
Now, if you're automatic, you're automatic, but if you fall into that consideration, do you have to wait until the end of the school year, or can you know within a few weeks of your high school state meet? Because obviously different states have different times, swim in different seasons.
Right. If you did not make an automatic time, you would not find out until the official list comes out in July, usually the first week in July. However, if you're following along on the process list, you can kind of watch and see where you're at, and you're at 91 week and 100 the next week, and you can kind of see. Now, obviously, California, being at the end of the year, they do shake things up there at the end. But yeah, you can really kind of just watch your progress and watch where you're at. We do have deadlines for each season. So if kids are swimming right now, the deadline for their application would be December 31st. Now, they can put an application in after December 31st, but there would be a late fee attached to that. And then if you're swimming in the winter, March 31st is your deadline. And again, they can do late in the spring after March 31st. Unfortunately for the folks in California, Colorado, and Kansas who are doing the swimming in the spring, they have a hard deadline. June 15th is the end of it all. So we do not accept anything. We close the portal. Don't accept anything after June 15th.
Now, last year was a bit unique for you guys, I understand, because usually the way you average them out is about 4-year average of the top 80 times, correct? Get the automatic All-American time?
Correct. The 80th place 4-year average for automatic, and that assures us, except in strange years like last year, that we won't go over our 130 limit in each event. Last year, we went over the 130 in all except 3 events, and we had up to 180 in some events. So it just blew it out, and that is just the automatics. So nobody who was consideration got All-American except in 3 events.
And that is most likely attributed to the high-tech suits.
I think that's safe to assume, yes.
Okay, so this year, the kids aren't supposed to wear, or aren't allowed in most cases, to wear the high-tech suits. So did you go back to the old standards, or did you just throw out the times from last year and pretend like it never happened when factoring it into the equation?
Well, yes. We really had to wait for, FINA, and then we had to wait for National Federation to see what they were going to do. But once the decision was made by National Federation that they were not going to allow the suits, we had pretty quick discussion with our All-American chairman and with our leadership team, Dana Abbott, Lange Landtroop, Tom Woslahovich, and Arvel McElroy, and we decided we needed to go back to last year's standards. We needed to eliminate last year so it is not part of the equation, so those times will not skew our formula or our results. And another thing we did, just to make sure, we went to a 4-year average of the 70th place rather than the 80th place for automatic. So that tightened the automatic. If you look at this year's standards, the consideration time should be the same, but the automatic time would be a little bit faster because we went with 70th instead of 80th.
Off the top of your head, do you know what that automatic time is, say, for like the men's 50 free?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. I was just curious.
That's all right. I really don't.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Give us the information one more time real quick, though, on where coaches or school administrators need to go.
They need to go to www.niskaonline.org, and awards is the first thing up at the left by home, and they'll find everything from there. I think another point, if I can just slip it in, is we really do prefer that they turn in their applications at the end of the season. It really kind of muddles things up when we have, Johnny Smith in the 50 free and we have 3 or 4 entries from him because he swam it 3 or 4 times, and gotten faster as he went. We'd prefer they wait till the end, put them all in. We'd prefer one person from a school put them in if a school has multiple. That way the school name is the same. All those things are consistent. And that helps us because this goes right in the database, and basically it prints the certificate right from that database. So whatever they put in is what gets printed.
Okay. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it too. Thank you.
All right, good luck with the school year.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Mark Onstott from NISCA joining us. Let's take a quick break, and then we will reveal the results of our first Swimming World poll question right after the break.
Hi, I'm Dorsey Tierney Walker, head coach, Arizona State University Swimming. On October 24th, we are hosting our 2nd annual dinner gala to support the men's swim team. We'd love to have you come and attend. Last year when the men's team was cut, this community rallied to save the team, an effort that's truly unique. Other teams in the same predicament have not been so fortunate. The team still needs your support. At last year's gala, we heard Jason Lezak recount his Olympic experience. This year, we're going to hear from coaches David Marsh and Bill Rose, both icons of the swimming community. We'll also see a world-class diving exhibition. Should be a fantastic night. If you would like to attend, please visit the webpage on the screen or call the number below. We hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right, time for the results of this week's poll question. The question was, should male swimmers take up Michael Phelps on his challenge to only wear jammers at World Cup meets this fall? 62% of you said yes, they might as well get used to them. And 38% said no, they're still legal, so they might as well wear them and swim as fast as possible. Thank you to everyone who voted, and now let's unveil the new poll question that will be up until next Friday. This week, Liu Zhige, she smashed the women's 200 fly long course world record. At the Chinese Nationals, she swam a 2:01.81, chopping a second and a half off the old record. So the question is, will that record last longer than Mary T. Maher's 200 fly world record? Mary T. held the record for 18 years. So you can go to swimmingworld.com right now and cast your vote. And that's it for the show. On Monday's show, we'll talk to Natalie Coughlin about getting eliminated from Dancing with the Stars. And does that mean she'll be back in the pool sooner? Until then, I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.